Hello, welcome everybody. Right, we're starting to see some people join us, and I'll head it out to Lizzie.
Amazing. Thank you, Gabby. Welcome to everyone. We are so excited to welcome you today to this session, New Challenges, New Solutions, Meet the Innovators of the Social Good Startup Program. I am Lizzie Schaffer, the General Manager of the Social Good Startup Program here at Blackbaud. A fun fact about me, I came to Blackbaud in July of 2016 when Blackbaud acquired Attentively, the startup that I had been running operations for about 6 years prior to that. So I come from the startup world, and getting to manage this program is really coming full circle for me. And it's my favorite. Joining me is my partner in crime, Gabby Zelaya, our innovation project manager in Miami, Florida. Gabby, if you want to introduce yourself quickly, Gabby also comes from a startup background. So it is the two of us trying to change the world, one tech startup at a time. But Gabby, if you would please introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you so much, Lizzie. And yes, I do come from a background of working with startups as well. That was initially in my home country, so very different startups. But I always find that startup founders have that spark in them that is always so interesting. And we are so excited to share this session with everyone today. Make sure to leave some questions. And Lizzie, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Gabby. You guys might not know, but Gabby is one of the two powerhouses behind this whole event, this whole BB Dev Days event this week. She and Eric Lever have been working like crazy. So I am going to do most of the talking in this presentation, but I did just want to bring her up on stage so that everyone could recognize and acknowledge how amazing she is, and for bringing us this amazing conference for the last 3 days. So thank you, Gabby. I'm going to let you rest backstage, but feel free to pop up anytime. So what we're going to do today, I'm just going to talk for a few minutes about the Social Good Startup Program. I'm going to introduce you to our current cohort members, a few notable alumni that have come out of our program. If you watched the amazing main stage chat that was right before this session with Ashima Sharma. She is one of our proudest alumni, and it was such a joy to get to see her on the main stage. If we have time, which I hope we do, I'd like to engage in a little bit of conversation with the audience about what's on your wish list. What do you think technology could be doing for you, could fix a problem in your life so that we could keep eyes on things for future cohorts of the Social Good Startup Program. And then we will have some time for Q&A at the end. Feel free to pop anything in the chat while I'm talking, and we will organize and get to them later. So with that, just a little bit about the Social Good Startup Program. Blackbaud Social Good Startup Program is our tech accelerator designed to support diverse early stage software companies whose innovative solutions are focused on solving the problems that matter to the social good community. So if you're familiar with a Techstars, very similar in bone structure, but we are very small. We are very bespoke program. We like to meet the startups where they're at and kind of handhold them through this 12-month journey in the program. We launched the inaugural cohort of the Social Good Startup Program in January 2020. We had big plans for meeting people in real life, and obviously the world changed. So we operated virtually for the first couple of years and have started showing back up to in-person events such as BBCon in Denver last year, and we will be at BBCon again in Seattle this year. So the companies chosen to participate in the Social Good Startup Program have developed innovative products that are designed to improve the outcomes of mission-based organizations and whose solutions show strong potential for providing Blackbaud customers with added value through their complementary solutions. Since the program's inception, we've hosted 8 cohorts of startups who are affecting change in every portfolio, global, and vertical market that Blackbaud serves. I mentioned it is a 12-month program, but we launch 2 cohorts a year, one in January and one in July. So we're always kind of spinning 2 plates. Since the program's inception, we have worked with 63 companies as diverse in leadership as they are in size. with companies going from bootstrapped to venture-backed and having raised a conservative collective total of nearly $175 million. That's all just information that is publicly available. So that number could be quite higher, but I'm pretty happy with where it is. Even more proud I am of the fact that 57% of the founders that we have worked with in the Social Good Startup Program come from backgrounds that are typically underrepresented in tech. That is something that is very important to me personally and to Blackbaud as an organization. So we hold that very near and dear to our heart. You can see in this word cloud kind of where all of the companies that we've worked with have overlapped in some pretty significant areas: social impact, corporate impact, fundraising, of course, being the number one thing, nonprofit organizations, and then education management, K-12 schools. We've worked with several companies, including a couple that we're going to highlight here in a minute, that are pioneering new payment technologies, whether that's DAF Pay or legacy giving. So really anything in and around the Blackbaud universe that is, again, complementary to our products and can provide our customers with added benefits to get more out of your mission. Those are the companies that we are looking to work with. And then just a really quick bit about the program benefits. Every company that we work with gets a dedicated team inside Blackbaud. We try to find people, our colleagues, that are maybe specifically very talented in payments, and we're going to partner them with a payments company, for example. Every company gets $5,000 in non-dilutive grant funding for costs related to achieving their program goals. We give them priority access to a shared sandbox environment, a Blackbaud Sky developer platform, expedited publication of product listings to the Blackbaud marketplace. It's a huge part of our strategy as we're working with all the startups. Our first conversation starts with, where do we see opportunities for integration here? And we spend the next 12 months talking about the best way to build that out, getting feedback from customers like you. Is this something that you want? Is this something that you would want to pay for? How would you like to see it different? So we do have a lot of opportunities to participate in discovery. I'm going to touch on that a little bit later, but if that is something that anyone on this call likes to do, we want to hear about it so that we can let you know when we have opportunities. We also fast track all of the companies into Blackbaud's ISV partner program with no revenue sharing for 12 months following their app publication. And we are going to give them exclusive access to speaking and sponsorship opportunities at annual Blackbaud events, including BB Dev Days and BBCon. If you have seen the sponsor tab here on the BB Dev Days website, you will see a number of our Social Good Startup Program companies are sponsoring BB Dev Days this year. And then we have a few that are sponsoring BBCon in Seattle. Again, I've got those in the notes to touch on later. And really just advanced opportunities to present solutions to Blackbaud customers, like I mentioned, through discovery opportunities, this program's Startup Showcase event, which happens annually at BBCon, priority review of content submitted for publication, and a sponsored subscription to One Valley's Passport program. They have been a great partner for us, offering additional mentorship and investor connections and things like that. So with that, I'd like to introduce you to our current cohort members. Again, if you look at the sponsor tab for BB Dev Days, you will see quite a number of these organizations. But up first, I just put them in alphabetical order. So if anyone is on the call whose company is in here, that seemed the fairest way to do it. So not picking favorites here, but starting with B.World, they are an AI-powered impact measurement and storytelling app for corporate and social impact teams. They're making impact program design, measurement, and storytelling easy, fast, and cost-effective so impact teams can focus more on their mission. All of these slides will be available with the on-demand recording. So there are resources attached to many of them, all of our Blackbaud marketplace listings for each of these companies, and then just some additional resources that I thought you guys might find helpful. So moving on. We have Bell's Board in our current cohort, in the most current cohort. They are making board management software and mobile apps for nonprofit boards' efficiency, engagement, and fundraising. They are using AI. They had a fantastic session, I believe it was Tuesday afternoon, that you can see on demand now, called Using Blackbaud Sky APIs and AI Tools to Ignite Board Member Ambassadorship and Increase Fundraising. I would encourage you guys all to check that out on demand if you didn't get a chance to see it on Tuesday. They also have a fantastic integration with RENXT, integrated app in the Blackbaud Marketplace. I'm going to say Blackbaud Marketplace a million times in this session. I would encourage everyone, if you don't want to wait for these slides to come, you can just go to the Blackbaud Marketplace. There is a social good startups company filter that you can use to see all of the companies. So this is one that has an active integration with RENXT. So we're syncing all that information right on the spot, and you can go and connect your apps today if you want to. Moving on to ChangeFinder. ChangeFinder is Grammarly for grants. They are increasing grant application success rates for nonprofits through a SaaS product powered by machine learning that supports streamlined and effective grant applications. Again, a really cool tool. And if you are in the grant making space, something that you might want to check out to find out more. Next up, I've got Chariot. Chariot is the only donor advised fund or DAF fundraising solution for nonprofits. It's a revolutionary payment option that enables your donors to donate with their DAF in just 3 clicks without ever leaving your website, and getting you connected to millions of DAF donors and unlocking, I think the slide says 229 billion. The number I have is actually $234 billion sitting in DAF accounts, and about 3 million donors. And with the economy and COVID and things happening, like I mentioned before, finding new innovative payment ways when people are, thinking that maybe they need to be cautious with their cash. So enabling solutions like this is incredibly important, giving our donors just another way to give that they may not have thought of before. Chariot also has an integrated app with RENXT and the Blackbaud Marketplace that I would highly recommend everyone going to check out and connect today. Yes, Nichols, get that DAF money, y'all. We have charter boards. Charter boards is enabling school leaders by quickly preparing and managing meeting agendas, minutes, and board packets before publishing the results to your school's board site with one click, allowing schools to focus on kids and not compliance. So if you are at a K-12 school, you have a board, you have minutes, and all of the things. We have been doing a lot of discovery around this. This is a very open opportunity for anyone in the K-12 space. If you want to give us your feedback on what Charter Boards is building, we would love to hear it. I'm going to give you a survey link later that you can opt in, or you can always just reach out to me directly. So you can already kind of see that we're in board management, we're in payments, we're in K-12 schools, parent and student experiences. Really anywhere that the light of Blackbaud shines, we are going to find a startup that is trying to help somebody. So moving on, we've got FundMiner. FundMiner's B2B software simplifies fund management and automates gift administration for large fundraising organizations like higher education institutions, academic medical centers, and community foundations. FundMiner is a sponsor of BB Dev Days this year. They are also a sponsor of BBCon in Seattle because a sponsorship booth was their prize for being one of the 3 winners of the Startup Showcase in 2023. So many opportunities to connect with Chelsea and Alejandro, including their sponsor booth here at this event. They have a session this afternoon called, sorry, I don't have the title of their session in front of me. They do have a session this afternoon. I know that it is at 2:15. Chariot also has a session at 2:15. So watch one live, watch the other on demand, but watch both. Absolutely. Moving on, we've got fundwriter.ai. They have a suite of AI-powered tools that are helping nonprofit organizations, educational institutions, consultants, hospitals, churches, and community groups to create compelling fundraising content, donor engagement materials, and grant proposals. They also have an integrated app with RENXT and the Blackbaud Marketplace. They also have a very open opportunity for participating in discovery for anyone that might be interested in this. Next on my list, I have Grapevine. Grapevine is the only platform dedicated to giving circles, a model designed to build and engage communities of recurring donors by gathering like-minded people to donate to a common cause. So think DAFs, but smaller, but you and your community, your book club, your Bible study, whatever it is, getting a group of like-minded people together and pooling your money and then choosing how to spend it as a collective. So a really, again, important initiative to get people to kind of think outside the box on check and credit card fundraising, just another way to think about it, and to get, again, civically minded people together and choose how you want to spend your money to impact your community. Also a very open opportunity to participate in discovery for Grapevine for anyone that's interested in that. Next up, we've got Hatch. Hatch is the first of its kind giving intelligence platform. It's an AI-powered portal for fundraisers, marketers, and volunteers to streamline and maximize their impact. They're providing nonprofit organizations with new information on each individual donor, delivering a complete human profile. They're then leveraging their trademarked altruistic intelligence to recommend the most personalized methods of engagement and fundraising. So think everything you want to know about your donors. What are they talking about? What do they care about? And personalized messages and data to help you get to know these people and reach out to them in the way that really works for them. They also have an integrated app with RENXT in the Blackbaud marketplace. Highly, highly, highly recommend checking that out and connecting it today. Hatch was one of the 3 winners for the Startup Showcase in BBCon 2023. They will be joining us in Seattle as a sponsor. So please be sure, if you are joining us in Seattle, to check out their booth. They are also just great people and a lot of fun to be around. So we're really excited for that. Moving on to Open Grants. We're working with Open Grants as they allow grant seekers to be instantly matched to grants for startups, small businesses, nonprofit organizations, or government agencies by using AI to uncover thousands of available grants from federal, state, local, and private sources across the US, and to make targeted recommendations for users. They also have a marketplace. So if you are a grant seeker or a grant maker, Open Grants is looking to provide a platform to connect all of the people looking to give grants, looking to get grants, and again, using AI to make it smooth and seamless for everyone. Next on my list, there we go, is School Journey. Ruben Perez is the father of 2 children in a Blackbaud K-12 school in Southern California, and he saw an opportunity for a mobile app for students and parents to touch on the academic journey, but also the student's journey. So a student can say, hey, I need help with my math homework, or maybe, hey, I just need help with something else, in a way that is kind of private and feels good as a safe place for the students. They are building it. School Journey is building on Sky API, on Sky Developer. So if you are a Blackbaud software user, School Journey is going to feel very intuitive because it's built on the same tools. And again, with the perspective of coming from a parent who saw an opportunity, it's really a very amazing case of innovation in action. I see an opportunity for the world to be better for my kids, and Blackbaud has the tools to help me do that. So why don't we work on building this app out together? So very cool stuff. Integrated with Blackbaud Education Management in the Blackbaud Marketplace. Highly recommend checking them out. Also an open opportunity to participate in discovery activities going on right there. Moving on to Simplify, the parent company. They have a new product called Amplify, a management studio for marketers, all channels, allowing them to strategize, predict, execute, and measure marketing campaigns without the need for technical data skills. So the platform collects org data from their business systems, as well as external data sources and anonymized aggregated patterns to facilitate and improve targeting, segmentation, and messaging. Targeted campaign data is then pushed back to be connected business systems and or exported for print and mail. So Simplify, formerly eSimple IT, has been a Blackbaud partner for a long, long time. And so exciting new product coming from them. You can also find their legacy product, Charity Automator, in the Blackbaud Marketplace, integrated with RENXT. Who's surprised that I said that again? They are also sponsoring BBCon in Seattle. So if you are joining us there, please be sure to check it out. Also, an open opportunity to participate in discovery here. They are launching that product any minute now, and are very actively testing with customers. So again, we would love to know if you are interested in getting involved. Next up, in a current cohort, we have StoryRaise. StoryRaise is a platform for nonprofit marketing and fundraising leaders to create digital reports and campaign. They had a session, forgive me, yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, that I believe you can see on demand now. It's called Deepen Donor Engagement with AI-based Tools. They are also a sponsor for this event, so please check out their sponsorship booth and check out their 2 listings in the Blackbaud marketplace. The RENXT integrated app is dropping any day now. So this is a hot space to keep your eye on if storytelling and digital reports, annual reports, campaigns is right up your alley. And then my last in our current cohorts section is Sure Impact. Sherry Cheney Jones and her team designed an impact management solution for all members of the social good sector to manage, measure, and communicate social impact. They are combining case management with impact measurement and reporting for foundations, government, and nonprofits. So a lot of really cool and important work happening there. You can see their listing in the Blackbaud marketplace, and also check out their sponsor booth for BB Dev Days. So with that, I'm going to move on to my next section of a few notable alumni. These are some names that you might have heard in addition to Ashima from Dreamy. The first one I've got here is Momentum. They were in a cohort a couple of years ago. The customer need here that they're addressing is advanced stewardship powered by generative AI. Momentum gives you tailored recommendations for stewarding your donors and helps carve it out so that you can focus on what you do best. They built the first ever inbox dedicated for fundraisers. They won our startup showcase in 2022. About 6 months after that, I found out that Sudeep Datta, our chief product officer, had joined their board. And a couple months after that, I've got the press release linked in the resources. We announced that we made a $250,000 investment in Momentum for them to build out some more of this fantastic AI-powered fundraising, coaching, guidance tools. So this is a huge success story, not only for Momentum, but for us. It was a very exciting moment to hear that we were really, taking the next step in making a bigger investment in one of the startups that we've worked with. And it has just been a joy to work with the Momentum team and see them grow. They will also be sponsoring BBCon in Seattle. So really, really exciting stuff coming out of there. They also have a connected app in the marketplace with RENXT and BBCRM. So again, if AI-powered stewardship is something that you're interested in, run, don't walk to the Blackbaud marketplace and connect that app today. Next on my list of notable alumni, we've got Giving Docs, addressing the customer need of planned giving. So they have an online estate planning platform that is purpose-built to amplify planned giving programs. Giving Docs empowers organizations to uncover new and potential planned gifts, helps close the documentation gap for donors who have charitable bequest intent but no estate plan, and provides valuable data-driven insight into long-term planned giving objectives. So if you are a nonprofit that thinks that you could probably get some of your donors to bequest funds or assets to you in their wills, this would be something. Giving Docs only sells to nonprofit. So you would offer this to your customers as a free tool, as a thank you for being donors, not customers, sorry, for donating, and then hope that in return they might leave you a little something. So you are giving the donors something that they need, something that is a huge problem, I think, in addressing. A lot of people don't have their wills in order. So making it simple for your donors to do something good for their lives, and then also knowing that you will have some bequests coming your way so you can plan for the future is a really cool thing. Also, not surprisingly, integrated app with RENXT in the Blackbaud marketplace. And then I also included, they did a 3-part series on DEI and planned giving that is really, really impactful reading. So if and when you download these slides, I would recommend reading through those. Just really important work that they're doing over there. Again, kind of democratizing will making. It's not just for rich people. Everyone needs to do it. It will make your life easier and life easier for the people that you leave behind. Just so many good things happening. So another notable alumni that you may have noticed if you went to Jay's session on Tuesday, but Trellis, a Canadian company, just out of the corner of my eye, I see Kathy asked which one of these great apps can be used in Canada. Well, all of them, but these guys are from Canada. So if anyone wants to throw a Canadian flag, there we go. So Trellis is powering auctions, raffles, and events for in-person, hybrid, and virtual fundraising. They have software that turns event attendees into long-term donors by engaging them with modern tools to easily raise more. One of my favorite things about Trellis is very simple. They had the concept that if I go to an event and I bid $50 on a raffle item, but I don't win, Trellis will then send me a message and say, hey, Lizzie, we noticed that you didn't win, but do you want to donate that money anyway? And that simple concept was so revolutionary to me. Yeah, I was going to spend that money anyway. You're right. So please prompt me to give it to you. So that is just one of many things that Trellis can do for you. And if you are a customer who relies on auctions, raffles, events, ticketing, then Trellis might just be the solution for you. They were our third winner of the Startup Showcase in Denver last year. So they will also be showing up as sponsors in Seattle. Very excited for that. They also, say it with me, y'all, have an integrated app in the Blackbaud Marketplace with RENXT that, again, you can connect today if any of this is interesting to you or you think could help further the mission at your organization. And then the last that I had on my notable alumni, which isn't to say that I couldn't talk about all 63 companies for the rest of the week, but in the interest of respecting everyone's time, I wanted to just highlight Civic Champs. They are filling the gap for volunteer management, which is something that Blackbaud talked about doing ourselves. I was actually on the team that built that out, and we got to a point where we said, you know what? There are partners like Civic Champs that are doing this better than us. So we are going to refer our partners, our customers, to Civic Champs for these kind of volunteer management tools, intuitive volunteer management platform with features that help nonprofits of all sizes track, manage, and engage volunteers with accuracy and ease. They were, I believe, the second place winner in our 2022 Startup Showcase. So again, our NXT integrated app in the Blackbaud Marketplace, if volunteer management is a thing that your organization needs and you want to learn more about it. And they put out a press release of their own, which was really exciting. So they also had a session, thank you so much, available on demand about how to create two-way integrations for Blackbaud RENXT. So they are kind of the source of truth on all things volunteer, and also building great integrations. So I would highly recommend reaching out to get more information about them as well. So with that, I'm just going to pause for a second and see if anyone has questions in, let's see. Okay, I do see a question, but it actually kind of tees me up into this next section, which is I want to talk to you guys. I want you to talk to me about what is on your wish list. What are some of the major challenges facing your organization today that you think technology could help to fix? In other words, if there was a Blackbaud partner solution that could help you to overcome some or all of your major challenges, what would it do? How would it make your life easier? How would it work? How would it make your mission more achievable? I did create a little Microsoft form that I will drop the link in the chat here in a second. So if you want to marinate on this and maybe give us your responses later, that would be great. Anyone that wants to pop a question in the chat right now, we could also address it now. And then on that same form, there is a couple of boxes. If you want more information about any of the companies that I've mentioned today, you can check that box and we would be happy to make an introduction for you. And then also there is a question on that form about if you want to opt into being on our discovery, EAP, beta testing list. You're not committing to anything. You're just indicating your interest, and we can then reach out and say, hey, we've got an opportunity. Would you like to do it? And you can then say yes or no at that point too. So with that, it looks like we do have a couple of questions. So I'd like to know if there's a resource to enrich our alumni contact data. Not right now. Not that I know of, not a company that we have worked with, but that is a really important call out. I'm kind of collecting a list. Like I said, we will be launching another cohort in July. We're reviewing applications right now. So this is the kind of stuff that I want to hear from y'all so that I know what to look for. Because there's a lot of companies out there doing really cool things, but if you guys don't need them, if you're not going to use them, then maybe they are not the right choice for the social good startup program at this point. So this is really, really important stuff for me to get to see. So I see a comment from Rosie about integrating FENXT and RENXT. I am not the most technical person on the Blackbaud team, but I do believe that we are working to make that happen internally. I would be happy to try and get more information on that and reach out directly. I would just have to find an engineer who is smarter than me about technical things to tell me where we are in that journey. But Rosie, I would be happy to chase that down for you. I see a comment from Topher about event ticketing. So that is a Trellis example. They can absolutely do that for you if you have kind of outgrown AllTrue. We don't want to recommend anyone away from Blackbaud Partner Solutions, but we are aware that we can't be everything to everyone. We don't want to be. And we have these great partner solutions that are, Trellis is a logical next step if you are looking for a more robust platform for, again, events, ticketing, galas. So I would recommend reaching out to Justin and Jay at Trellis, Topher, and I would be happy to put you in touch if that would be helpful. Let's see. Mallory says, I'd love a better, more visual way to look at a pipeline for moves management. Mallory, could you tell me a little bit more about that? Maybe in the chat. And I'm going to move on to another question and then come back. Let's see. My chat is like popping up and down. A tool that identifies and cleans up dirty data so that AI apps can be more effective. That's a really great call out, Lawan. Thank you for that. We're seeing automation and obviously AI and generative AI come in to play in a lot of conversations, in a lot of the applications that we're reviewing. So definitely some of the companies that we have worked with and then we're looking at working with are focusing on those areas, cleaning up, deduping your data, and using AI to make everyone's lives easier. So I would just say expect to see more of that in our products and in the companies that we're working with through the Social Good Startup Program as AI just gets smarter and we learn how to harness it for our needs. Spring, I see your comment about working with Trellis, and I just love that. Having the option of getting household summary data instead of individual data, that I'm making a note of right now. Thank you, Catherine, for that great call out. Okay, thank you, Mallory. Moving donors through the major gifts process, cultivation to solicitation to stewardship. Okay, so this is kind of a job for Momentum, I think, in that case. Momentum is going to help you gather that data on your donors. And then they're going to automatically prompt, it's going to write a draft of your next communication and put it in your drafts email and tell you when you want to send it and all of these things. So it kind of guides you through the whole process. This is how often you should reach out, cultivation to solicitation to stewardship. Again, happy to introduce you personally to the guys at Momentum if that is something that you think would be helpful, but I think that they're doing exactly what you're looking for. So I think I hit all of the questions in the chat. Gabby, maybe you could pop up and tell me what I missed.
Yep. One of the questions that I see on the Q&A tab is from Kathy, and she asked, to further my question, apps can be used in Canada, but some of these apps can scour and find apps throughout the US, and Canada has somewhat more strict privacy laws.
I know enough to say that that is true, and that I would love to introduce you to Mitch and Solomon at Chariot, who are the experts on all things staff and could really answer those questions with precision. So, Kathy, if it's okay, I will have the guys at Chariot reach out, and they know everything about all of the things. Yeah, we'd love to.
Perfect. And then we have one, email unsubscribe options for constituents to ask what they do or don't want to get versus all or nothing.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that. I don't know that we have anybody that's doing that right now, but I feel like it would be an easy implementation. So that's a really good call out. And I can think of a few people that I'd like to mention it to, because again, not being a technical person, I don't know how hard it is to build. But that seems to me like it would be a pretty easy and good thing to know why people are opting out of things. So great comment. Thank you.
Yeah. And make sure to share anything that you guys want to see, anything that you don't want and want. That way we can share it directly with our startups. And as you know, startups, they work very fast paced. They want to make sure that you guys as an organizations have everything that you need to work properly with their integrations, with their products. So please feel free to share anything and everything that you guys want to see so that we can share with all of our startups, so that we can find the right fit for everyone here.
That's a really good call out, Gabby. And thank you for saying that. It's worth noting to everyone on this call that, like, when I was working for Attentively, we used to joke that it was the Wild West. We could implement change at any time and do whatever we wanted. Whereas, working for Blackbaud, we have processes and procedures. There's more levels involved. So the flexibility of the startups is something that's really important to remember, and that these startups are coming to us saying, please help us. We want to talk to your customers. We want to know what they want. We want to build something that they want, and they are able to pivot very quickly. So really hearing this kind of feedback from you guys, getting you involved in these discovery calls and EAPs and beta testing opportunities, we need you to tell us what you want, what we're doing right. And because these startups are so dynamic and flexible, they are able to enact change very quickly. So if you come to a discovery call meeting and you're like, then they will probably say, you know what? Tell us what to do. We're going to start over. So a lot of opportunity for flexibility, feedback, and really important to hear what you guys want. On that note, I'm going to put this link to the Microsoft form that I created in the chat. Apologies that it looks so ugly. I don't think there's a way to put a nice little hyperlink in there. But again, I would love to have everyone in this session and everyone watching it on demand take 5 minutes to go in, tell us a little bit more about the problems that you're facing, how you think technology could help solve it. Even if you think that you are creating something in your head, it's a magic wand. There might be someone out there doing it, or there might be someone out there doing something close enough that wants to be flexible and learn from our customers on how to build. So super important to me and Gabby, if you guys would just take a minute to give us that feedback. And again, to let us know if you are open to participating in discovery. You're not committing to anything right now. We will give you the opportunity to say yes or no in the future, but just so we can add you to our list of people that like to test things and like to give feedback, because you're our favorite, like I said. So with that, I know we're about 20 minutes before time. I have a tendency to talk fast when I get excited, and the Social Get Started program is exciting to me. So we can take some more time to ask questions. I will certainly hang around here for as long as anyone needs me to.
I do have a question for you, and this might interest our people in this session. How can people apply to the Social Good Startup program? Do I need to have an idea, or do I have to have people in my team? What do I need to be able to get into the program? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So if you go to blackbaud.com/social good startup program with dashes between social good startup and program, you can find out more about, and Gabby, maybe you could post that link in the chat for me. Some more details about the program, including what we covered today, and the application form to apply. So I would say generally we are looking for companies that have a product in market. They have at least one paying customer. It has been vetted to some degree. With that being said, we have worked with a handful of companies that are just kind of they come to us with a very well thought out prototype, and a willingness to, again, learn and change and be flexible. So is it a hard and fast requirement that you have a customer, that you have a product in the market? It's not, but if you don't, then we would need you to come to us with a pretty well organized business plan, your thoughts on how you're going to go to market, what your target market is, that kind of thing. But with that being said, I am always happy to have a conversation, as you guys, everyone on this call is going through your daily lives, not just today because we're launching a new cohort in July, or not just in December because we're going to launch another one in January. As you are going to conferences, engaging with people, meeting people that maybe are founding startups that are in our ecosystem of good, please just remember me and Gabby, and send them our way, send them to the application form at the chat, or just have them hit me up on LinkedIn or send me an email. Always happy to talk to people about what they're doing and potentially how Blackbaud could help. So hopefully that answered the question.
Yep, that was perfect. And I know a lot of people were asking, and yes, we'll be gonna, as you can see now, you can see the docs tab, and we have linked this presentation there. So if you guys want to refer back and learn more about the current cohort and the notable alumni, you will be able to access it there as well. The link for the feedback on the specific challenges your org is facing is going to be linked there as well. So hopefully that works for everyone.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Gabby. Gabby and I do tend to jam pack our slides with information. So if you do go to that docs tab and you're looking for more information on the program, the companies, almost everything is clickable. You can get through to all of the founders' LinkedIn pages and the websites and the press releases. And of course, say it with me, the integrated apps in the Blackbaud marketplace. So thank you to everyone. Yeah, links. I like to just give everybody as much information as they possibly can handle. But if you would prefer to just reach out directly, I would also love that. Happy to chat with anyone and everyone. You don't have to be a startup. If you just want to schedule a call to talk about the challenges you're facing, and we can get a little more in depth about it, we would be happy to do that. So thank you so much to everyone who joined us today. It is our absolute pleasure to get to work with the startups in this program. Watch out for more exciting news coming about the second week of July when we launch the new cohort. And please feel free to reach out and take the survey if you want to get or stay involved with the Social Good Startup Program. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you later today, and make sure not to miss those Chariot and Fund Miner sessions happening later this afternoon. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, everyone.